Then I continued walking. And then I realized, okay, Julian, got to do something. And so I turned around and I did back then the series called Mr. Columbo. He always had another question. He turned around and he said, just one more question. So what I did is I turned around and said, excuse me. And she took out her earphones and I looked at her and I said, you know what? You have an amazing smile. Did you know that? And then she smiled and was happy and she was expectant, like, what's he going to do next? But I was a bit nervous. So I said, well, you have a nice day. Take care. And I just went off. Just yesterday evening, I watched an amazing video by Owen Cook. And the title of the video was Godlike Game and why 90% of guys lose momentum or give up before they become legends. And I really enjoyed those 3 hours. They were very high energy, and actually Owen Cooks reminds me a lot of Tony Robbins in many ways, but he's very special and he's a bit crazy. But there's some very good truths to the things he's saying about how male and female attraction works and how social interaction works and all of these things. The question now is, if you're going through separation or divorce and you're an older guy, because I am an older guy, I'm currently going through separation, should you approach women? Should you date women? Should you go out with them? And the answer is absolutely yes. But I don't think it's a good idea to actually get into a relationship with them. But being a social guy, being able to talk with any woman at any time and do it with men alike, like just being a social guy, is like one of the most important skills you can have as a man. And it's something that you can train, that you can become better at, and it'll eventually lead to dates and getting girlfriends, having sex, whatever you want it to be, you can make it happen. Watching that video confirmed something that I've been doing these past few weeks already. I've been approaching women quite regularly in the gym, on the street, in the supermarket. I might average one approach per day, and I actually have a good buddy who I send a WhatsApp message to whenever I approach another woman. I'm practicing my social skills, getting in contact with interesting people, and eventually, when I'm ready, I want to have the skills when I really want to date. I'm not doing it for a few reasons, but I really want to do it eventually. And if I wait to develop my social skills until I'm ready, that's not the best thing to do, I think. And so I'm going out there and putting myself out there and doing the thing. And today something really funny happened at the gym because I was working out with my friend and then I went to the whirlpool area and there was this really good-looking woman sitting in one of the two whirlpools. And I first did what every guy would have done in that situation. I went to the empty whirlpool, so, let her space and not bother this other person. And so I did that, and I was sitting in the other whirlpool and I was looking over and I thought to myself, what am I doing here? I should really be sitting with that woman over there in that other whirlpool. So what did I do? I stood up, I walked over to her, and then I saw she was fumbling around with the buttons to turn on the whirlpool again. And the first thing I said, hey, you're looking for the right button? I can help you with that. And then she said, oh no, I know where to find it. And she had this awesome smile. And I said, you know what? I'm actually coming in this whirlpool now. And she said, why is the other one not working? And then I said, I think maybe I'm hoping that this one is a little warmer maybe. And also I saw you here and you have this awesome smile and I thought I might as well come sit with you. And she actually loved it. She had this awesome smile and we talked for 10 or 15 minutes. This is something that would have never happened without me being courageous enough to walk over there and to risk something. So if there's one thing to take out from this video, if you're an older guy and you just came out of separation or divorce, then you should absolutely go out there and talk to people, talk to women, and become very social. It's the best thing you can do. And then there's one more important thing I learned from that 3-hour lecture from Owen Cook, and it's that men think they need to first have money, or be good looking, or both. And then they're self-confident to talk to women. And he totally flips this around because he's tested this for 20 or 25 years now. And it's absolutely clear that you don't need to have money and you don't need the good looks in order to talk to women. None of that is important. The only thing that's really important is you being self-confident. And self-confidence is something that can be trained. It's something with each approach, with each interaction, you simply get better, you get more self-confident. And so he calls it having frame. And what does it mean, having frame? It just means you're very certain of yourself and you think of yourself as a 10. You're not a 5, you're not a 4, you're a 10 or a 1 out of 1. That's how he calls it. You're unique. And that's something that women actually like. And if you're self-confident like that, you don't need money, you don't need looks, because he says, I'm 46 years old, just like me. And then he says, I'm fat, I have a beard, but if I talk to women, I still get dates, I still get their numbers, and I hook up with much younger women because he is so sure of himself. And there's more to it. Just watch the whole 3 hours. It's really worth it. I've linked to the specific video in the description below. And then I have 1 or 2 more suggestions. If you go out and let's say you go to the gym, something I do that you could do as well is make it a habit to greet everyone. Just say hi and smile at least whenever you have eye contact, do that. And then, for example, last time I did something which was quite interesting because I surprised myself. I oftentimes surprise myself by doing things, and afterwards I think to myself, what did I just do? And it's very fascinating. So for example, what you could do is you smile at a woman that you like, any woman that you think is attractive. You just look at her, you smile, you say hi. The worst thing that could happen is that she's not even looking. But if she does, you look back at her, you smile. And then I did that with one woman like last week, and then she smiled back actually. And that's not always the case. That's quite rare actually, but like to get a full-blown smile back at you. But I got that. And then I continued walking. And then I realized, okay, Julian, got to do something. And so I turned around and I did back then the series called Mr. Columbo. He always had another question. He turned around and he said, just one more question. So what I did is I turned around, said, excuse me. And she took out her earplugs, her earphones. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? You have an amazing smile. Did you know that? And then she smiled and was happy, and she was expectant, like, what's he going to do next? But I was a bit nervous. So I said, well, you have a nice day. Take care. And I just went off. But in my mind, I already knew, and this will happen a lot when you start interacting with other people, you will get out of the interaction and your mind will fill in the blanks. It will basically tell you what you could have done better, what you could have improved upon. And then I realized in the first 5 minutes what I could have done better. And just for that, it's worth it talking to people and approaching women in public. And so it's an awesome skill to have. It'll also help you with different things. If you have a business, because it's similar to sales and marketing, and Owen Cook, he talks a lot about that. So again, watch those 3 hours, really worth it. If you're an older guy, especially and you're coming out of a separation or divorce, it'll really help you get your head straight and really start approaching and start being social. And even if you don't want to go on dates right now because you're not ready, you're still grieving, or you're in denial, or you're still not over your ex, then doesn't matter. You can still use that skill. It'll still be useful. So go out there, have fun, talk to people. I'm going to continue doing that. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I would also love for you to subscribe if you want. Take care and see you next time.